Okay, I think we're good to go. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for a weekly Wednesday evening dance marathon playtime. We are actually recording this the week prior to when you are watching it because we all have spring break. But we still wanted to make sure you could attend playtime. So we have a lovely craft which will be sent up for you on Wednesday. Um, so should look something like this, some green and some yellow in there. So get that set up, get that ready, and we have a super fun activity which we've never done before. And it's very special to me for sure because it's something I haven't been able to do very often. But we will start just how we normally do with some introductions, and then we'll start with our craft. Excuse me. So my name is Alex. I use he, him pronouns. I am a nursing major. And our question of the day, which might give you a hint into our theme for today, is what is your favorite insect? And I had to do some digging through the old Google. And I think that my favorite would have to be a bee.
Alex, why a bee?
Yeah, I saw a lot of things about the bee movie recently. And spring is coming around, flowers are going to start to bloom. Would love a walk through a garden to see some bees.
Well said. My name is Julia. I use she, her pronouns. My major is neuroscience. And I feel like I usually say the same insect over and over, but all insects are very near and dear to my heart. So today I am a fan of the centipedes in Texas, the ones that are really long and thick and big.
Interesting choice. Hi, everyone. My name is Emily. She, her pronouns. I'm a nursing major, and I have two favorites. Number one, lightning bugs. You can catch them in a jar and you release, and then you have a little thing to look at. And then the big furry caterpillars. I love those ones.
So much variety. I can't believe mine hasn't been said. I'm so excited to tell you. But first, my name is Maddie. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a music therapy major, and my favorite insect is a butterfly.
Hi everyone, my name's Mia. My favorite thing to learn about is how to be living independently, and then my favorite insect is a ladybug.
Lovely. I too really love ladybugs. I love that they just kind of crawl around, or like you can pick them up. Um, okay, I think we can get started. Um, I did notice we were big fans of caterpillars today. So definitely keep that in mind as we go through this playtime. Maybe not the craft, it might be the activity, who knows? But let's open up our bags, and you should have some directions in there as well. So since this is a recording, if you need to kind of double back and look back at some of the steps, just reference that page. So we have some grass paper, grass looking paper. We have a very large string of glue dots. We have a lot of pieces to go through today. We have a or two, one yellow circle. I have two. We'll put that one over there. One yellow circle, two popsicle sticks, a marker of various color. Julia and I both have green. And then we have a couple more smaller pieces. We have two brown pieces of construction paper. Look like maybe little arms or something. And then two puff balls. Oh, look at that, Julia and I have the exact same. That's awesome. Okay, I believe that is all. So, this craft, I feel like, Julia, would you agree? We kind of have to go through a certain order with this craft.
Oh,
Or
definitely. Should we do some guesses on what it is though? Because I feel like if we have to go through a certain order, maybe that gives a little hints. I don't know.
maybe.
I don't know, you guys. I think we gotta
Maybe
do the first step.
something like peeking out of the grass or something. Who knows? Okay. I think let's get started with popsicle sticks and green sheet, I believe. Or should we just focus with this first?
I was gonna do green sheet first, but you can do whatever you want. I'll follow your lead.
Let's do the green sheets. Okay. So if you count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little fingers here. And so we will need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glue dots. And we will just use one at a time. So no need to grab all of them at once. But with our first one, we will take it. And I just want to make sure I've got this down. We will kind of fold it up and over. So you peel it back and you'll stick it like that. So you have a little circle. And so I'm going to place my glue dot underneath my first little finger here. I guess I should flip this around. So it's on the bottom here. And I'll go through this a couple times. And then we roll it back and pinch it right at the end. So we have a little circle. Lovely. Okay, I'll do one more nice and slow before we go through the rest of them. So I'm just going to move to my next one. And I can see my circle is facing up this way. So again, the glue dot will go on the bottom of the next one. Right under there, you can see it. And then again, we roll back and we'll just stick it right next to the other one. Oh no. This can be a little tricky, so take your time. Oh, Julia's ahead of the game. She's got 3 already.
Sorry, I'm feeling very speedy.
So there you go. And we'll do that 4 more times in my case, or 3 more for Julia, until you have all 6 filled, and you should have a little tunnel. Now, while we're doing this, you mentioned how insects are very important to you. And before this playtime, we were discussing a little nickname you have for yourself. And I think it's worth sharing on this playtime, if you don't mind.
Okay, before we make this weird, I don't just call myself this, okay? Other people call me this too. But I am the one and the only insectlopedia because I know a lot about insects and bugs, and I love insects and bugs, and I think they're cool. And one day I want to have a little greenhouse with plants and a bunch of insects, and they can all live together, and I'll be there too. It'll be good.
Okay, Miss Insectlopedia, prove it. Name us a fact right now off the top of your noggin.
Okay, butterflies taste through their feet. I feel like that's pretty common knowledge, but I can do another one if you please.
I did not know that.
You didn't?
Maddie, now you have a fun
you
fact for your
encyclopedia.
favorite insect.
Mhm.
I'm so glad I know the one and the only encyclopedia, or else I wouldn't have known that about butterflies, and now I'm more knowledgeable.
Okay, I'll do another one because, well, I'm in a neuroscience class right now. We talk a lot about fear conditioning, and like your defense mechanism. So as humans, we run away. That's what we do. But ladybugs, Mia's favorite insect, they actually, when they're touched or they're scared, they emit an odor or a smell to scare away their predators. And that's why sometimes when you touch a ladybug, you might smell something kind of icky. It's fear.
Speaking of smelling something kind of icky, is a stink bug an insect? Do they do the same thing? Why do they have a smell?
You know what, Maddie? Encyclopedia must be missing this page, but I'm sure it's the same thing. Probably a way to scare off predators, just like the stick bug camouflages, just their evolvement.
I tend to agree. Okay, do we have a tunnel? Just like that. So once you've done all 6, they should look just like this. Again, take your time with this step. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but we have all of these rolls. And now I think we can move on to our popsicle sticks, I think. So we'll take one first, and we'll take a glue dot. And I'm going to place it right on the end of my popsicle stick, either end. Just like that. And then, this is a little tricky to figure out where we're going to place it. I think that should we go like on this bottom side here, or like to the side of our tunnel?
I think with what we want this creature to do, I might look inside the tunnel and kind of aim one of the segments down and place it inside.
Okay.
I feel like it will make more sense in the end.
Okay, so like Julia said, we're going to take our first one with our glue dot right at the end and put it right on the inside of our tunnel there. Kind of squeeze it down if you need to. And now it's kind of going off the end here. You can wave it around. Now, Julia, I have a question. And since I know what this craft is, will this work on the other end? Do you think?
I think so, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. We will do the exact same for the other end. I see some confused faces from our Zoom crowd here as to what we're making, but I can assure you this is a very fun craft. This is a very interactive craft, and it will all come together very soon. So there we are. There's our 2 popsicle sticks added. Maybe I'm getting some ideas. Julia, how does yours look? Lovely. Okay. Julia, I'll let you direct us with the next step.
Okay, I think our next step is gonna have to be, actually, before we paste this on here, I think we should decorate it because I think it might be easier before we tape it. So I'm just gonna give you the hint. This yellow circle is the face of our critter. So I'm gonna draw maybe some eyeballs. I don't know if I'm gonna draw just 2. I might do more. I might draw a little like goofy, silly face. I don't know, maybe some eyelashes. Any suggestions from the audience?
How about some freckles?
I can draw some freckles.
I think I'm going to do some freckles as well.
I have another fun fact, and I think that this was included in the Kahoot from previous Wednesday. But did you know that some insects are actually nocturnal, meaning that they only come out at night, and some like prefer the day? Because I don't know what I thought. I would just thought that insects are, I don't know, awake all the time. But I mean, insects need to sleep too. So some like the night and some like the day.
Very interesting. And yes, we did cover a lot of nocturnal animals in what will be last week's playtime.
Yes, we did.
I think the one that was most shocking to me was a porcupine. I did not know that. Okay. Oh, how lovely. This is my little friend. Got some, maybe it's more like blush or some freckles. Okay, Julia, where am I putting this?
Okay, well, considering it's a head, I think that I'm going to take a glue dot. And I think I'm gonna stick it kind of in the middle, but towards the bottom half of it. So there's my glue dot, and I put it right on where I drew my nose.
But
And then
not on top of the nose, on the other side.
go on the other side. Good thinking, Alex. And then I think what I'm gonna do Let me think of a good way to paste this. Is just paste it on top of the tunnel on one end of the segment. It doesn't matter which end. I'm just going to paste it right on top. Just like that. Super cute. Okay,
I
Alex,
love this.
continue.
Okay. We only have a few more pieces left. You should have 4 glue dots left. And so we'll take one. And we'll start with our brown piece. Either one of them. And we will put a glue dot on the square end, not the circle end. So right at the bottom. You can see right there. And then I think I'm going to place mine. I think I'm going to do just behind our yellow circle here. So they are kind of coming out the end. So if you see right here, I'll place it right there. It's hard to demonstrate. And so now it looks like it's coming out the end. Look, just like Julia's, and we'll do the exact same for the other one.
Julia's
Perfect.
play is kind of scaring me a little bit, the way she's moving it. I'm sorry.
This
It's
is how I like it.
It's cute, but the way that it was coming like woo was menacing. Just like that.
Alrighty. We have 2 puffballs left, and I think I'm going to place them right on top of my 2 antenna, but also feel free to put them wherever you'd like. A lot of caterpillars are very fuzzy, so maybe they have them like on their body or
You
something.
just said our insect, Alex.
No, I totally just gave that away. I apologize.
Wait, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay, good. We're
What?
still on. Oh, lovely. Okay. Who would like to guess what craft we're making?
Is it a spider?
I don't see 8 legs. I think Maddie has a guess.
It really looks like let me take it back. You really confused me at first. You threw me off my rhythm, which was good on your part. You said that the things were grass, and I was like, where's the grass coming in? Why are we putting a face on the grass? But the more I think about it, I put the context clues together. I think about everyone's favorite insect. I have to say, I think this might be a caterpillar. Yes.
That is correct. And so we need some names for our caterpillar friends. If anyone has any super strong ideas. Oh my goodness. Crickets. But
Crickets are a nocturnal animal. Thank you, Alex.
And I think I read this somewhere, encyclopedia, correct me if I'm wrong, but do crickets make sound with their legs or is it
I
with their
think-
mouths?
Emily, I think I need a demonstration of the sound to really know what you're talking about.
Hey, come back to me on that one. I have to practice a little bit.
I think I'm going to bounce off of that. I think they may be different insects, but I think this is going to be crickets the caterpillar. Or cricket, just cricket. This is cricket the
I love
caterpillar.
when you name animals, other animals. Like when you name a cat, like fish. So cute.
How cute. Julia, any ideas?
I'm trying to think of, I like the alliteration, the same letter, same sound. I can think of cantaloupe, but I don't know if cantaloupe, the caterpillar, is really the vibe.
It might be, whoa, actually. I like the alliteration, and I was gonna say it looks like cantaloupe, but I think I'm thinking of honeydew. I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Should
So
I
you can
name
either
it? Honeydew?
Do you want to go with the fruit or do you want to go with the alliteration? Because I could bounce some ideas off the old noggin. It's just up to you and your preference.
Honestly, I think it should be honeydew.
I love it.
Super cute. I love our caterpillar friends. And feel free to use your marker if you want to decorate your caterpillar body. I think mine might stay green, but you could do like polka dots or stars. You could write words on it. You could use your popsicle sticks to decorate, whatever you please.
So we have Cricket and Honeydew signing off for a little bit as we do our activity, but they'll come back.
I feel like Cricket and Honeydew are siblings.
I think so too. They both have freckles and a lovely smile.
And the same color markings everywhere.
Yeah, we have all the same pieces.
So true.
Okay.
I think we'll get started on our epic activity. So guess what? We do this little thing once a week on Mondays, not on Wednesdays, called a story time, where we read a bunch of books. So this craft was actually, well, inspired by, I guess, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. So we have a bunch of Eric Carle books to read to you all tonight, insect related, because he is also an insect advocate. So the first book we have is The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. And these illustrations are absolutely beautiful.
So everybody sit back, get comfy, and put those listening ears on.
Yeah. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomach ache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. And that's the end of that book. That book is so short and sweet, but you know what? Honeydew and Cricket are just like the Very Hungry Caterpillar in every way. Anybody have any thoughts on this book?
I loved all the pictures and liked counting along to what foods he ate.
I remember being read this book a long time ago when I was really young, and I haven't heard it in a long time. So it was just good to listen.
I thought the caterpillar was really relatable because sometimes when I eat a lot of foods, my tummy hurts too. But I loved even more the beautiful illustration of the butterfly at the end. It made me so happy.
Okay, book number 2. This is also by Eric Carle. I believe they all are. This is The Grouchy Ladybug. One moment. Or should I go the other way? I should go the other way. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll go this way. Alrighty, I'll stop wasting time. It was night, and some fireflies danced around the moon. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the sun came up. A friendly ladybug flew in from the left. It saw a leaf with many aphids on it and decided to have them for breakfast. But just then a grouchy ladybug flew in from the right. It too saw the aphids and wanted them for breakfast. "Good morning," said the friendly ladybug. "Go away," shouted the grouchy ladybug. "I want those aphids." "We can share them," suggested the friendly ladybug. "No, they're mine. All mine," screamed the grouchy ladybug. "Or do you want to fight me for them?" "If you insist," answered the friendly ladybug sweetly. It looked the other bug straight in the eye. The grouchy ladybug stepped back. It looked less sure of itself. "Oh, you're not big enough for me to fight," it said. "Then why don't you pick on somebody bigger?" "I'll do that," screeched the grouchy ladybug. "I'll show you." It puffed itself up and flew off. Oh, at 6 o'clock, he met a yellow jacket down here. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the yellow jacket, showing its stinger. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 7 o'clock, it met a stag beetle. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" The stag beetle opened its jaws. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 8 o'clock, it came across a praying mantis. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the praying mantis, reaching out with its long front legs. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 9 o'clock, it almost flew into a sparrow. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the sparrow, opening its sharp beak. "Oh, you're just not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug. Kept flying off. At 10 o'clock, it saw a lobster. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the lobster, stretching out its claws. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. Oh, at 11 o'clock, it bumped into a skunk. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the skunk, starting to lift its tail. "Oh, you're just not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and he flew off. There's a lot of animals in nature, clearly. At 12 noon, it spotted a boa constrictor. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the snake, right after lunch. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and he flew off. At 1 o'clock, it happened upon a hyena. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Do you want to tussle?" "If you insist," said the hyena, laughing eerily and showing its teeth. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 2 o'clock, it met a gorilla. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Do you want to fight?" "If you really insist," said the gorilla, beating its chest. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 3 o'clock, it ran into a rhinoceros. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the rhinoceros, lowering its horn. "Not big enough?" Flew away. At 4 o'clock, we're getting close to the end of the day here. It encountered an elephant, a whole elephant. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the elephant, raising its trunk and showing its big tusks. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 5 o'clock, it met a whale. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" But the whale did not answer at all. "You're not big enough anyway," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. This is a stubborn ladybug. At 5:15, the grouch ladybug said to one of the whale's flippers, "Hey, you want to fight?" But it got no answers, so it flew on. At 5:30, the grouchy ladybug said to the whale's fin, "Hey, you want to fight?" No answer. kept flying. This is odd. At 5:45, the grouchy ladybug said to the whale's tail, "Hey, you want to fight?" And the whale's tail gave the grouchy ladybug such a slap that it flew across the sea and across the land. At 6 o'clock, the grouchy ladybug arrived right back where it started. "Ah, here you are again," said the friendly ladybug. "You must be hungry. There are still some aphids left. You can have them for dinner." "Oh, thank you," said the wet, tired, and hungry ladybug. Soon all the aphids were gone. "Thank you," said the leaf. "You are welcome," answered both ladybugs, and they went to sleep. The fireflies, who had been sleeping all day, came out to dance around the moon. The end. It turns out ladybugs also become hungry. Any thoughts or opinion or things to mention about this book, Emily?
I love this book. Alex, you did a wonderful job reading it. I do have a question
Thank
though.
you.
What is an aphid?
I can answer that. An aphid is a insect, but it is a smaller insect. And so aphids, they eat the sap on the leaves, and the ladybugs eat the aphids. Circle of life.
Very cool. Thank you for teaching me that. Now I know something new.
I also really like this book because it ended with fireflies dancing around the moon, which leads into our next story, The Very Lonely Firefly, by none other than Eric Carle. As the sun set, a little firefly was born. It stretched its wings and flew off into the darkening sky. It was a lonely firefly, and it flashed its light searching for other fireflies. The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a light bulb lighting up the night. Hear that noise? The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a candle flickering in the night. What's going on? The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a flashlight shining in the night. Quiet out there. The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a lantern glowing in the night. What is it? Hey, stop fighting. The firefly saw several lights and flew toward them, but they were not other fireflies. There was a dog and grr, bow wow. A cat and meow, hiss. An owl, their eyes reflecting the lights. Hoot. The firefly saw a light and flew toward it, but it was not another firefly. It was a car's headlights flooding the night. Look, wow, it's beautiful. The firefly saw many lights and flew toward them, but they were not other fireflies. They were fireworks sparkling and glittering and shimmering in the night. When all was quiet, the firefly flew through the night, flashing its light, looking and searching again. Then the very lonely firefly saw what it had been looking for. A group of fireflies flashing their lights. Now the firefly wasn't so lonely anymore. And I got this book from the library, but there used to be a button and the fireflies would light up. So just imagine those fireflies lighting up. But yeah, I like this book because lightning bugs are one of Emily's favorite insects. So I thought of Emily the entire book.
This was such a treat. That's why I got so excited when you announced the book, because yay, so cute and such great illustrations. Love that author.
Speaking of Emily, I may have missed this. And I apologize if so, but did Emily ever give us her cricket noise?
I was hoping we were forget about that. I've been thinking about this whole time, and I don't think it can be replicated by a human being because I can't make my feet make that sound. So I think we're just gonna have to live in a world where we don't hear it from me. I'm so sorry, everybody. I did practice while I was muted, but it's just nothing good came out. Sorry.
A for effort. I appreciate it. Okay. Book number 3, The Tiny Seed by Eric Carl. Almost there. Okay. It is autumn. A strong wind blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they going? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. I think it's this one right here. I'm not sure. One seed drifts down into the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, the wind stops, and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Now it's spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. I wish I could say the same right now, but we got more snow in our city. Anyways, birds fly by. The sun shines. Rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and all the rain away from one of the small new plants, and that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry. But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child does not see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. The tiny plant has 3 leaves, right down here. And the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. Very sweet. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they've ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. That is pretty big. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. Excuse me, one moment.
Here, I can give a little explanation as to why I chose this book,
Apologies.
because I know it's not insects, but I thought that flowers connect with insects. And like Alex said, his favorite insect is a bee, and bees pollinate flowers. So there was a big connection there.
Mhm. Thank you, Julia. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. The end. Okay, give me one moment. Julia, I'm going to have you lead this quick discussion.
Absolutely. So I think it's crazy that that seed was the tiniest seed and created the largest flower. So it's basically saying that you can do anything you want in life ever. And I love that. Anybody else have any thoughts or opinions?
I really liked how, at the end of the book, when the flower started to lose all its seeds because of the things, those seeds will then go make more flowers everywhere. So I like that circle of life.
Fantastic. We have one more book, and I wanted to keep this book for last because it's called What's Your Favorite Bug? And it's written by Eric Carle and his friends. So we're going to learn a lot about many different bugs. I think that would be a good way to end. So then you can ponder and pick out your favorite insect. So, What's Your Favorite Bug? By Eric Carle and all of his friends. So each friend is going to have a page and they're going to say their favorite insect. Caterpillars are Eric Carle's favorite. To tell you the truth, I have not always cared for caterpillars. They are squishy and hairy, and occasionally when you hold them in your hand, they poop. Why then is the caterpillar my favorite bug? Many years ago, when I punched holes into a stack of paper, it made me think of a bookworm. But with the help of my good editor, Anne Beneduce, the very hungry caterpillar was born. Now not only children love my book, but so do adults, who grew up with it a generation ago and still remember the caterpillar story with genuine affection. It has been translated into 62 languages, most recently Mongolian. That's why I love caterpillars. Praying mantis is Denise Fleming's favorite. The praying mantis can easily hide in plants because its legs look like stems and its body looks like leaves. It is also the only insect that can turn its head and look right at you. I like moths. They come out at night and make the dark less lonely. And that's Tegan White's favorite, and moths are another example of a nocturnal insect. Dragonflies are Beth Chromis' favorite. Dragonflies symbolize courage, strength, and happiness. Many are iridescent and colorful, shimmering like jewels in the sunshine. Fierce hunters and fast flyers, they can zoom in any direction, including backward and sideways. Best of all, dragonflies eat mosquitoes. A katydid, definitely a katydid, is Maggie Rudy's favorite. Who hid in the trees disguised as a leaf? Katydid, get it? It's a play on words. Who had ears on his elbows? Katydid. Who washed his face like a cat? Katydid, so that means like licking your arms and washing your face. Who played his wings like a fiddle? Katydid. What song did he sing? Katydid, katydid, katydid. And this is Daddy Longlegs, which is Scott Magoon's favorite. Hiding in my shady spot, playing hide and seek under our deck or at the wall. I'd remain long after I heard someone speak. Late afternoon, shadows began to fall. Come on, we're done playing, the voice long begs. No way, I thought to myself, you have to find me and my lone lookout companion, Daddy Longlegs. Bees are Molly Idle's favorite. Everybody knows that bees make honey, but did you know that bees also make conversation through dance? It's true. Each boogie woogie wiggle and buzzing ballet allows them to talk bee to bee about where the best blossoms are. I like to imagine that every flower they flit to in my garden is a tiny stage with a stem, making the world a better place through pollination and performance arts. Bravo, bees. Ants are Yucca Holmes' favorite. When I was a girl, I lived in an apartment where we could not have pets. I wanted a dog or a cat, but the landlord said no. My mother had the idea to get me an ant farm. We put together the bright green plastic set and poured in the sand. The ants arrived later by mail. In their new home, the ants began building, burrowing paths in the sand. I loved it. I could watch them for hours, carrying grains of sand, burrowing pathways, moving food from one location to another, eating and drinking and having babies, which emerged from their tiny cocoons. I wished I was tiny enough to visit them in their homes. I think they were watching me too. A ladybug is Tim Hopgood's favorite. My favorite bug is a ladybug. I live in England, and over here we call ladybugs ladybirds, which is a funny name because, as you can see from this drawing, they are not a type of bird. The reason I like ladybugs so much is because of their color, such a bold, bright red, and I love their pretty black spots. And because ladybugs spend most of their time sitting on green leaves, they stand out a mile, which just goes to show you don't need to be big to be noticed. Fireflies are Kennard Pack's favorite. Firefly, you blink so bright, float away now, out of sight. And here are some, I think these are some arachnid species. Peacock spiders make me feel like anything is possible. Millipedes are Britta Teckentrop's favorite. I love millipedes. They remind me of my grandmother's garden. I would pick up rocks and stones to find them hiding underneath in the shade. Did you know that a millipede can have up to 750 legs? A worker bee is Eric Fan's favorite. My dad became a part-time beekeeper when he retired, and I would watch the bees for hours on end, fascinated by the worker bee's ceaseless industry and organization. It's the worker bee who builds and maintains the hive, feeds the brood, and looks after the queen. As foragers, they leave and return with pollen, nectar, and water for the hive. These worker bees, they are female. Walking stick is Eugene Yelkin's favorite, and I think it's cute because he kind of blends in right there. I look closely at a tree. Suddenly, a twig walks. My heart leaps, first with curiosity, then joy. It's a walking stick, the grand master of the skies. I love them. Rhino beetle is Joey Chu's favorite. Tiny bug, huge strength. Rhino beetles can lift something 850 times their own weight. And that's all of them. And there's a little about each person who said their favorite bug. But I really like that book because we learned so much about insects. And I think it's a fun way to look at some of the insects that might be a little scarier, like the daddy longlegs and millipedes, but they actually, I don't know, I think they're kind of cool. Anybody have an opinions or thoughts?
Yeah, I've always been scared of bees, but I feel like this book gave me a new appreciation for them because they dance. That's how they communicate with each other. And as a fellow performer myself, that just made me see them as more, like me in a sense. And now that it's a bee, I'm not going to be afraid. I'll just dance with it.
Well, the last fact about the Beatles really was interesting, and who would have thought? So I did some quick math, and if I was as strong as a beetle, I will be able to lift like 14,000 pounds. So that's crazy how strong they are.
Alrighty. That is the end of our little library session. Thank you all for joining so much. Again, have any issue or like trouble with the craft, just look at those directions. Cricket and Honeydew and the rest of us will sign off, but thank you for still hanging out with us this week. We will be back live the following Wednesday, so make sure to tune in with another craft and another activity. But yeah, have a good day and thank you for joining.
Bye.